ASON Policy 7.5.2 states that all faculty teaching online must set appropriate due dates for each class via the due date function in IvyLearn for all assignments and assessments. There are several ways due dates may be assigned, including manually editing each assessment and adding a due date. By far, the easiest way to add due dates to your calendar is to simply drag and drop using the Calendar tool. We'll begin by clicking on the calendar icon on the IvyLearn navigation menu on the left side of the screen. The calendar page is separated into two main areas, the majority of the page being a calendar view of the current month. Along the right side of the screen are three sections. At the top is a smaller view of the calendar which also displays the current month, but can be changed to display a different month. Below the smaller calendar view is the Calendars section. This section contains a list of every course and organization in which you are enrolled. Each calendar is listed first by a box, and then the name of the course or organization. Clicking on the box checks or unchecks the box, making the calendar display or not display in the main calendar view. Note that when an assessment is placed on the calendar, it will display in the color of the square next to the calendar name. For example, this calendar is purple. Any assignments from this course will be displayed on the calendar in purple text. This can be used to differentiate between assignments if you have more than one calendar selected for display. To change the color, click on the icon to the right of the calendar, which is the three vertical dots, and select your preferred color. The first step to populating due dates in your course through the drag and drop method is to uncheck the boxes for all courses except the course you would like to assign due dates. Below the Calendars section is a link labeled Undated. Click the Undated link to expand a list of all of the assessments that currently exist in the course you selected in the previous step that do not have due dates assigned. To assign due dates, we can simply click on the assessment in the Undated section and drag and drop that assessment onto our IvyLearn calendar. When we do this, IvyLearn will automatically add to that assessment a due date of 11:59 p.m. on the date where the assessment was dropped. If you'd like to change the due date for an assessment, simply click on the assessment and drag it to another date on the calendar and drop it. Use the arrow buttons on the upper left side of the main calendar view to navigate to a different month. As you are dragging and dropping assessments onto the calendar, you may notice a lag in the refreshing of the screen, which means that you may need to drag and drop an assessment a second time in order for it to stick to the calendar. When an assessment is dropped onto the calendar, it will no longer appear in the Undated section. Please note that the method we used in this video affects only the due dates. If adaptive release dates were added to an assessment to control when that assessment is visible to students in IvyLearn, those dates must be edited individually from within each assessment.